Hello everyone, this is Angel Crusher with a Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be discussing this bad boy right here, Cillian the Lucky. Cillian was the March fusion that a lot of people got, and he is, in my opinion, a very underrated champion. A lot of people have him in the vault right now guarding the rest of the troops, and I think that is a mistake. Let's first go over his kit a little bit. His A1 is called Trip Up. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 35% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Each hit also has a 35% chance of stealing 30% of the target's turn meter. That is an amazing ability in multiple areas of the game. Second one here is Inflict Misfortune. Attacks one enemy, has an 85% chance of placing a block cooldown skills. It's 100% buffed and, for 4 turns. Also has a 35%, that's 50% booked here for a block cooldown skills on all other enemies for 1 turn. This ability right here can completely lock out entire teams, which is amazing. Headringer attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance, 100% when booked, placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Has a 25% chance or 50% chance otherwise of placing the stun debuff for 2 turns instead, and stealing 50% of the target's current turn meter. Resets the cooldown of this skill if it kills a target. This too is a phenomenal ability. His passive here is places one of the following buffs on this champion for 2 turns at the start of each turn. 50% increased attack, 30% increased crit damage buff, 30% increased crit rate buff, and a 25% strengthen buff or a block damage buff. All of those are also very good abilities. And then finally he has an aura here, increased ally attack in all battles by 25%. There's definitely better auras, but that's not terrible. He has a very unique kit here. His kit allows him to completely lock down entire teams almost. He has a decreased turn meter on his A1. He has a 2-turn stun, which can be huge, which also reduces turn meter. He has a very unique kit. The problem with this champion is that for him to be good at all, he requires to be completely booked out. And that is the conundrum, because he takes 15 books. He has this massive amount of books taken. It's ridiculous, but when he is booked, he's very good. And the problem is whether or not he's worth it. And let's talk about it. Let's see what he can do, and we'll see if he's worth it or not. I personally think he is, but I was also very bored when I booked him. It ended up being a good decision, I feel, but it was not the wisest of choices at the time. His masteries, I have him down in the offense and the support tree. I took him all the way down to Eagle Eye. I think it's very important for him to have the highest amount of accuracy as possible. Also having this ability here to decrease the target's turn meter on the first hit is also very good in conjunction with his other turn meter reduction. I have the thing here where he extends the duration of any debuff cast, which is really good, especially with that block cooldown skills. Having it on a 5-turn on the main person, and then having a chance for it to proc a 2-turn on everyone else is very, very good. I mean, that's better than Hegemon. Over here in the offense tree, I just brought him down here where he has a chance to decrease the cooldown of a random skill. Hopefully he'll get that turn meter reduction or the stun reduction down. And just some other things here to get damage. Overall, I'm happy with those choices here. As far as gear is concerned, I have him in some decent gear. Like, he's not my best geared champion, but I do have him almost 42k hit points, which is a little lower than I'd like. I'd love to have him about 50, 55, but he's fine as long as he has someone that can keep him topped off. Semi-low attack. Like, I don't have him, even though he is an attack champion, I have him more in the support role. I think there's 2 ways to gear him out. You can either make him pure damage, because he has very good modifiers. Like, he hits very hard if you have him in crit rate and crit damage and high attack. Or have him in the support role, which is the way I have him, where he's putting on those debuffs and cycling through those debuffs as fast as possible in order to get back around to him. I have him at decent speed, 207, 3,500 defense. I wanted to make him have some survivability. 82% crit rate. It's not the greatest, but I'm also probably going to run through some dungeons with BEK as lead, so that should be 100% crit rate, just to kind of showcase what kind of damage he can do. 146 crit damage is not very high, I'll admit that, but once again, with the gear, getting him in the survivability that I had him in the high accuracy, I wasn't able to get him much higher than that right now. And I very, very well may showcase him later high damage, but I think there's already some videos out showing him in an incredibly high damage gear, and he can hit very, very hard. But like I said, that's not the role that I think he's best suited for. So let's jump right in and see what he can do in some dungeons. Let's start off with Dragon's Lair. We'll put him on a team and just see how he does in the waves there. We'll get right here. How about BK as our lead so we can get that extra crit damage in, or crit rate in rather. We'll put in Cillian. Who else can we have in there? Let's have a poisoner. We'll put in Richtof. And let's go ahead and put in Duchess. And one more that can just help people get through. How about Saris? Alright. It seems like a pretty solid team. We'll see how it goes. Go through with defense down and attack down. First, let's see if we can get a block cooldown here on Tyrell. 4 turns on him. Didn't spread to anyone else. That's unfortunate. Auto here and let Richtof do his thing. He's really good at putting poisons on everyone. Duchess puts the veil on, keeps everyone alive. It's pretty easy after that. We got a nice stun there. 1 turn stun from Cillian. Let's see where he gets through. Coming back through. Decreased turn meter and killed him, which that's nice. He got the crit damage buff, I believe it is there. Let's see here. Crit rate. Got the block damage. Like that passive that procs every turn can just be really, really great, especially when you get the block damage or the crit damage. The strengthen's good. Like what everything he does is really nice on that. So definitely not the fastest clear, and I don't anticipate this being a fast clear. I just want to see what he can do. Like, let's see him lock some people out here. 4 turn lockout on the main target, and missed on everyone else, which is unfortunate again. I procced that block damage again. Let's see if we can stun some people here. And that stun is only on a 3 turn cooldown, and it resets it if he kills someone, which is really great. And it's a 2 turn stun, it can be at least, which is absolutely great in some of these areas. It just completely locks people out. There's a 3 turn cooldown, block skills and block skills there, block skills there. I think he hit it on everyone. I mean, everyone's just stunned, everyone's locked out of their cooldowns. I mean, he really can just take over a fight in these rounds where they're really doing nothing. They can't hurt you. Their A1s aren't significant enough to really do anything to you. And he blocks, decreases the turn meter too, which is really great. Like, he just really keeps people completely locked out of fights. Now here on the dragon, he's not going to do much, unfortunately. The block cooldown skill doesn't work, the stun doesn't work, the decrease turn meter doesn't work. But he did his job in the waves of getting us here. And if there's any characters, any character that can do that well, it is he. And he's hitting for decent. I mean, 6,000, 6,000. He doesn't really hit hard. I get that. His A2 and A3 can hit decently. 43,000. But once again, like I said, I do not have him geared for damage as much as I have him in support. 38k again. So the boss is not his forte, because he's not gonna, none of his abilities will really work here, but he helps you get there, and that's what's important. Hopefully Richtof's poisons will kick in soon, along with BKs, and we can just kill the dragon quickly. That was a nice chunk there. Once again, does not hit very hard, so I mean, obviously this is a win. There's no way we're losing this, so I'm gonna go ahead and back out of that because we don't need to sit here forever. Let's see him in Fire Knight. Once again, he helps you get through the waves, and his A1 does proc the decreased turn meter. It's negative affinity on stage 20, which is not optimal. However, he still gets there. He still hits pretty hard. Let's put Duchess maybe. Just go through that way. So here, normal wave clear. He should keep some people locked out. We've already got one stun. Once again, doing this next round. And I could definitely go through here and manual it, but there's no point. He usually does the most optimal thing. Decrease turn meter. Decrease turn meter. Stun. 2-turn stun once again. So I mean, this fight's over. At least this round is. I mean, that was a waste of a block cooldown, but a 4-turn block cooldown too. I mean, like, this champion can't do anything. So on to round 2. Another 1-turn stun. This ability that he procs every turn is really good too. Just whatever. I know it's random, but they're all great abilities, except for maybe the increased crit rate is the only one, and I can't even really say that because I don't have him at 100% crit rate either. So it's good for him there since I don't have a crit lead here. But once again, block cooldown, block cooldown, block cooldown, stun. Another stun. And hopefully he can kill off one of these with that stun and reset it too. Another block cooldown. Turn meter reduction. Now he does a great job of helping you get to these waves, especially if you don't have a pure carry on your team that does a lot of stuff. Like, he just basically locks people down. I know a lot of people use stun sets to get through these waves, and he makes it where you don't have to farm the stun set. I mean, he's just that good at helping you get through here, keeping everyone locked down the entire time. Once we get to the Fire Knight himself, here it's just going to determine on what order they use their abilities in. Like, that was unfortunate, using our Heart Seeker on the first round. And granted, once again, I could be doing this manual, but I'm trying to show that it can be done, obviously, on auto. We'll see how his negative affinity does if he's able to get that decreased turn meter to start hitting. Here's where we need some decreased turn meter for sure. Bogged down, and it hit. There we go. So now, with all these people doing it, they should keep him locked down. We did get a weak hit there, so it didn't hit. Heart Seeker. Another 2 more weak hits, and that's the only problem here. I think he's not the best on Fire Knight 20, which is terrible. I think he definitely should be Spirit Affinity, considering he does have the whole Irish motif going with him, everything being on green. It would have been better if he was Spirit than Magic, and then he would be great here. Unfortunately, they did not see fit to do that. So as is, he is not the best on 20 itself, but if you're stuck on any of the prior ones, he's absolutely great in getting you to Fire Knight 20. So he should help you progress nicely. And like I said, let's see if we get lucky. Another weak hit. Heart Seeker, and game over. So, I mean, it wasn't a great time, 4 minutes and 3 seconds, which is, about double what I normally do, but he has a decent carry through here, and his ability procs off quite a bit there. So let's see where else. We can try him on Ice Golem, see if he does well there. He certainly should. What I'm wanting to do is show you how absolutely amazing he is in Faction Wars. He makes Faction Wars level 21 trivial. There's a mechanic there where you have to take out one of the you have to lock down one of his guards, the boss's guards, and he does a superb job at that through his 1 to 2 turn stun and through his reduced turn meter. So he basically keeps that fight, that one guy completely locked down, so you're able to put all of your damage on the boss himself, and he goes down easily. It's a long fight though, so I'm probably not going to show an entire video of that, just because even going through it with good champions is still 7, 8, 9 minute fight. So we'll put Cillian in here. Ice Golem. Let's do Rotos, just because Rotos is the best you can get here. And doesn't matter. A lot of rosin. It's done. I mean, I'm not going to show you anything new here that we haven't already showed you. He just helps you get to these rounds so easily. 4-turn cooldown, block. Stun. And Rotos just makes short work of everything in this game. Rotos is probably the most busted champion in Raid Shadow Legends as far as I'm concerned. He's great in dungeons. He's great in all the bosses. He's unfathomably good in arena. It's just silly what he can do. He can literally take out entire waves here by himself before they ever get a turn sometimes. It just depends on how many extra turns he procs. But that is not who we are talking about. We are talking about Cillian here, who is doing a very good job of keeping people stunned like that, keeping people locked out of their skills. He's a great champ. Turn meter reduction there. Like, all three of his abilities are absolutely great. He should be able to help control the ads here on the Ice Golem as well. And here Rotos should take out these two guards fairly easy as well. 4-turn lockout there. I mean, Hegemon is a 2-turn lockout, and it doesn't even have a 100% chance like this one does. Like, his ability really is busted. I know not being booked, it's not nearly as good as it is booked, but he's worth the books there, I believe. Like, he just really, really does something that only a few champs in the game do, and he does it better than them. And that's why I think he's incredibly underutilized. And here he should be able to help control the boss here too. We have Rotos just doing his stupid Rotos things where he hits Ice Golem for like 150, 200k, 207. And my Rotos definitely needs to be re-geared as well. Like, he's not nearly as efficient on his gear as he should be. And he still just cuts through everything like butter in this game. And of course no ads because of Rotos as well. Alright, so as you can see, this is a fairly easy fight. Cillian does a great job getting you through the waves. A little mediocre on the boss himself, but you know, that was to be expected. Like I said, I have him utilized as a support champion here, and I think that's really what he's best at. Let's even try him out in the arena a little bit. We're at high gold here. We were in platinum. We got knocked out, but let's see. There's some teams here we can use them against. The problem is all these teams are so super well balanced. It's going to be hard to cut in with him, but we can certainly try. Yeah, I know I have double Hegemon. It's busted. I'm a little embarrassed to how good it is, but not much I can do about that. Let's try one Hegemon, I guess, and see if that works. So that way we can try the Hegemon, see if we can lock some people out, and then hopefully Cillian can go through and lock out anyone who's not locked out in the beginning. So we got 2 lockouts there. We'll Arbiter up. Let's see if we can lock Sinesha out. Yep, so we got her for 5 turns, Apothecary for 2 turns. This fight is over and they just don't even know it yet. So let's take it here. Rose can take out the Sinesha. Hegemon attack Warlord, and that's it. So yeah, just being able to double up with Hegemon and be able to completely lock people out of the game is absolutely sick. And he's very good at that. And there's also times where the stun is just as amazing as well. This team's a little iffier. We'll see. Yeah, immunity set there, but we Rotos, but we knocked out one. All right. Our goal here is going to be to lock out Arbiter if we can. Oh, now she's got the block debuffs. So let's just see if we can reduce her turn meter some. Or reduce her life a little. That's where we needed the 100% crit rate there, which I do not have on him, unfortunately. Oof. Yep. It's a bad one. Alright, so I was a little skeptical going into that one as well. Anyway, but let's see. This is one of the blender teams. This is a very powerful team. So let's see. Let's try Trunda in there. Let's see if he can lock some people out if we get a chance. It's all going to be dependent on this first Hegemon going and seeing if he can get someone locked out. Oh, no, they all have immunity gear anyway. So this would have been a place where it would have been much better for me to utilize double Hegemon. My double Hegemon team actually eats the blender teams alive. Like, most of them are just completely dead. But yep, that's Rotos. I know that wasn't a very good showcase there, but the one time where we did get a turn, he did a phenomenal job. I think, once again, he's incredibly underutilized. He's good in arena, blocking people out, stunning people. He's great in the waves. He's absolutely a game changer in Faction Wars. If I hadn't already used my keys there, I would show you. But like I said, he makes the Faction Wars almost trivial. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him, and he's worth gearing out. He's worth slowly putting books into if you have some extra books to put into him. He's a great champion, and I really think that I'm happy that I leveled him up and booked him out, and I think he's worth a shot. So if anybody has any questions, please comment below. Please like my video, subscribe, and I will be putting out more videos soon. So thank you very much. This has been Angel Crusher with Cillian the Lucky. Thank you.